20-year, full-time, 16-hour per day, city-based, supermodels, talent, and producers, full-time artist teams needed the $10,000 a year for 20 years. I had the car insurance, and I had the 3 cars and a place to live. But somehow I had the $10,000 a year for 20 years. But it's at the end of the year when they get the $1,200 every 6 to 8 months. But it's less than an agency rate each time. And somehow I had lawyers, an assistant job for $25 for 6 months through a nice family in San Clemente who own a restaurant. But it's really important to realize that the same job, it could be $25 for twice a week, picking up the kids from school and hanging out for 8 hours a day. And I did that twice a week for 20 years. But it just happened to be my schedule worked out. And it's so important. They have the $10,000 a year every month for 20 years. But that's in Compton through charities. And the top percentage would have the $550 as a referral for $550, as a referral for $550, the $90 through FBI doctors and lawyers and the churches. And they would never have any health care unless they're paid as a customer to have this hand-picked selected ones to be their health care. So they're never threatened if they're a 20-year model coming from middle class who took the bus when their families paid charities and they took the train. When they're exploited by their high school and college network who party promoted and prostituted and did slave trade as slave trade ambassadors in healthcare. So they're never threatened by any healthcare, 2000 till now, when they have never been paid and they paid the healthcare and other stable jobs because it's illegal and it's against their constitutional rights. So they have privacy and you can't bother them if they've been homeless and they worked 16 hours a day for 20 years to have the highest paid magazine. City to suburban, it's international. Anti-slave trade, paid according to federal law. It is satanic worship and the spirit of the Antichrist to covet after their godly inheritance, which is their right to be paid according to federal law. The money they earned according to federal law, especially Jewish companies, the most amount of the top percentage businesses, and then also the money while they're alive, 5 times more as a referral for 5 times more through families, through their network. They would have been paid the charities. God's side is Britney's side, and God slays their enemies.